Welcome to Attican Plays, a few of my favorites. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to Series 1, Episode 2 of our series I'm calling A Few of My Favorites. And our first episode was Banished, our first episode was Planet-Based, and now we're going to do Banished. Banished is a terrific game. If you're not playing this and you like any kind of city builder and or survival game, you should be. This is a terrific one. We're going to name our city favorite in honor of our little series here. And we can go to valleys or mountains. Valleys are easier. They're much more flat lands. Mountains are hard. We're going hard. The terrain can be small, medium, or large. Small is harder. We're going small. The climate can be mild, fair, or harsh. We're going harsh, of course. Disasters can be on or off, meaning you can get tornadoes and stuff like that. We're going on. And our starting conditions can be easy, where we have a bunch of families. We have a lot of materials that we bring with us. We already have seeds for fields and orchards. We have livestock. And medium would be 5 families and some good fair amount of stuff. We already have a barn. We have seeds. No. We're going hard, of course. And hard means we'll start with 4 families, a small amount of clothing, food, firewood, and tools, and no seeds. So here's these 4 families. They've kind of picked a spot to live in. We'll see what it's like. Up in the mountains in harsh weather. Let's go. Now, this is a game that, first of all, it's a beautiful game. I'm going to pause it, and let's see what we got. Okay. So we got a mountainous map that's small, so there's not going to be a lot here, right? There's just not going to be a ton of opportunity. So the first trick of this game is preparing yourself for your first winter. You start out with a reasonable amount of, even on hard, we have some coats, we have some potatoes to eat, we have some tools to use, we have a little firewood, okay? That's about it in this little cart right here. So we're going to set up something that'll get us through the winter. Now, a couple of principles we're going to follow, though. One is, just like in Planet-Based, you don't build something until you can build it. So gather all your materials and then build. Don't throw a bunch of stuff down. Start building them all. And the reason being, if you gather materials, the people harvesting the materials will carry full loads back to the storage for that material. Right, so you put a stockpile in and you start gathering trees, or you're gathering stone or whatever. They'll carry full loads back. Then if you have everything you need and you start to build something, they'll carry full loads to the building site and allow you to build what you're trying to build. If, on the other hand, you start harvesting stuff and building at the same time, every time they have a wood and someplace needs a wood, they'll go take it. 1, 2, or 3, it doesn't matter. They'll just take it. And it's extremely inefficient. It's a great way to die. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to build only what we can, when we can. And what was the other one? That's about it. I guess it's one principle. Okay, so let's go. Our best food source early game, particularly in this kind of a situation, is absolutely, positively the gatherer's hut. They need wood. We're going to put them here in this nice spot right there. We're going to pause them. We can pin that so we can see the radius of it. So in this radius, that gatherer's hut is going to go out and get roots and mushrooms and onions and berries and all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to put a road right in front of that. Oh, I know what the other principle was. The other principle is very, very simple. Live near where you work and make sure that the inputs and outputs for whatever work you're doing, those inputs and outputs are close by. So in other words, this gatherer's hut's going to go out and gather food. It needs storage very close by. And in fact, right next to it, we're going to put a barn. Right next to the gatherer's hut. So they'll gather their stuff, they'll put it in this barn. And then the other important thing we're going to have kind of related food-wise is a hunter's lodge. That hunter's lodge is going to go right next to the barn, because again, the hunter will go out. Any herds of deer that wander into his radius, this area here, he'll go out and hunt them, and he'll end up with venison and leather. Both are important, venison for food, but especially the leather actually, so that we have something we can make clothes out of as we start to run out of clothes. So let's see, what else we got here? We would like to have a forester lodge. We want this to be kind of a self-maintained area. Once it gets going, we'd like it to just kind of be perpetual forest, all right? So we're going to, same policy though, this forester lodge will plant trees and it will cut down trees. So we want its storage to be right nearby. So we'll put a stockpile right next to that. And right on the other side of that stockpile, we'll put one thing that's going to use the wood is this wood cutter, which takes the wood and turns it into firewood, the logs, and turns them into firewood. And the other principle, remember, is live near where you work. So I think I said that. We're going to put houses. By the way, I'm looking for the red. That tells me it's over the other house. If I pull it down, that red line tells me it's on the road, so that's a perfect place for it. And we'll put one going this way. There. Make sure we pause these. Because remember, we don't want to build anything until we have what we need to build it with. We're also going to just plan ahead. This is down the road, but we're going to put in a blacksmith shop and pause that in a road like so. And we're going to want fairly quickly, we're going to want a tailor like so. And shortly after that, we're going to want a school. And I'm hoping it'll fit. There we go. Beautiful. And pause that. And we're going to want a house for the people who work here to live in. And we'll pause that. Okay, so we got all this stuff paused. We would like to have storage next to this. Now here's their challenge with this map. If we look at what we drew, because of the water, if we want trees, we've got a tiny little bit right here that's outside of the circle of that gatherer side. There's a little over here that we can use, and a little right there that we can cut down. So we're going to have to get those first. But I think what we're going to have to do to get enough building materials is we're going to have to go over here and strip this area. Or over here, or over here. So I think we'll go over here. So let's build our road right over to the edge here, and let's put a bridge right there. And that needs 28 logs, 7 stone. There's nothing to get out of the way to remove from its site. And then 21 builds, that means 21 actions, if you will, from a builder, okay? So we're going to pause that as well. And we'll put that up here because that's the first thing we have to build. Oh, and I want to go get a few things to kind of tell us how we're doing. Okay, resource limits. Scoot down a little bit. Like everybody who plays plays this game has their way they like to set stuff up. We don't need a map on this small thing, and like this, and resource limits. And I'm actually, while I'm thinking of it, gonna go in here and limit how many tools I make, and limit how much clothes, and limit how much fuel we make. Okay, so let's chop down. We can have our guys go chop. We can give them orders to clear stuff out. So we're going to say harvest these trees along here. These trees here. These trees here. And how much stone do we need? We need 7 stone. So we could just cut, we should probably get that stone right there, maybe a little bit of that. All right, so we're going to have these folks take off. They cleared out that. And we're just going to keep track of the wood. Well, first of all, we need 28 logs and 7 stone. Once we see that, we'll open up this bridge because we got to get over here in order to get any supplies. There's the wood, and then we need a little stone. Okay, let's do this. Let's put a couple of people as builders. Should have done that already and got those roads ready. So now you see everybody's bringing stuff over here to the bridge. We got our logs, bringing the stones. There we go. Now we can get this thing built. And in fact, we will do a priority. Make this a higher priority so our builders will get over there and build it. All right, now we can get serious. Now we can harvest trees. And we want about 250 logs so that we can build this out. This is how we'll survive, particularly the harvester and the woodcutter, and at least one house. That's what we need to survive. Now the bad news is they're having to walk a ways to carry that wood. The good news is they're putting it right where we need it. We're probably going to have to go even farther out. All right, it's already summer. We haven't built a thing. We're in trouble, right? Nah. I think we're looking really good. Okay, there we go. Now. If we want to, we can cancel the wood chopping and turn everybody's attention to stone. The stone will take out of this area because we want it out of the way so we can grow more and more trees. So we'll just harvest stone right in here. And once we have about 100, 110, 120 stone, then we'll start building stuff. All right, good deal. So now we're going to start taking these things off pause, and I don't really care what order they get built in. We will build the kind of industries first, and then we'll do the housing after, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference. You know what? It makes no difference. we'll just build them all. We're going to build this whole little thing here, and we'll make like 4 people builders. We'll do 6 people builders. Let's go. Get to work. So we'll start clearing out these sites, which will give us some more resources, and we'll get this stuff built. But because we've got all our supplies already gathered, and you can see that right there for us, we can quickly throw this stuff down. You can see how quickly all these products are going. Look at that. We already have a gatherer site. We have a barn. We have a hunter's lodge. You notice I'm not assigning anybody. I'm not going to until we have all this building done, or until I feel like we've done everything we can do. We've got one house. We've got foundations for 4 of the houses. Get those last 2 built, and we'll start going and getting some food and stuff. All right, now we can do cut the builders down. We can go ahead and put some people in here. So we'll assign 4 people to go out and gather food for us. And we will assign someone to cut wood. Now this one says cold. That's because each of the houses went out and got a supply of firewood and food. So this one's cold because we need to have some more firewood made, but no problem. We'll get it done here soon enough. We've got some logs. We're going to assign 1 person to hunt, and we'll assign 1 person to be a forester, but they're not going to cut. They're just going to focus on planting. And we will start. Let's see, where are we? It's early winter. See the cold went away. I want to get this other house done here, I think. Yep. Do we have enough? Yeah, we have plenty to build it, so we'll build that house. And then we're going to put a stockpile here. It's kind of taking away a little bit of our forest, but that's okay. We'll put a stockpile here right near the what do we call that? The tailor, or no, blacksmith. Okay, see our food's starting to pick back up. We're starting to make firewood. We're looking good. We're in the middle of winter now, and we've got 2 people without a home, and we're building them one as we speak. There we go. Everybody's got a house. Everybody's happy. We have 5 families who should get together and breed and make babies. There's 2 children there. There's a couple of gatherers that will make babies. Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Looking good. Now, we want to have our next project be our blacksmith. So 55 stone and 32 logs. So we can go ahead and build it. Build that baby. Because look at our supplies. We do not want to be without tools. We do not want to be without clothes. That's not a good thing. And we should be getting, here you can see, look at this, 100 venison. We're getting berries and onions and roots. We should start seeing some leather in there too with the from the hunter. We're already having children born. Time in this game flies. They age very, very quickly. It's not like a year. It's not a year the way you and I would think of it. We're still in the winter of our first year. We're looking great, and we're well on the way to having our blacksmith done. And we need more trees. We need to continue stripping that area. And we'll make someone a blacksmith. And he or she will make up to our limit of 25 tools. See, our woodcutter's already hitting the limit. Now, most people, I think a lot of people would play, say, oh my God, why would you limit your wood? It's so important. I'm limiting it because I don't want to compete for logs. We need logs for everything. And we also need to build, our next project needs to be our tailor shop. 48 stone and 32 logs. We can actually build that. Go for it. Now, what are we missing? We need iron. We need to harvest some iron for the blacksmith. Let's cancel our harvesting out here and let him go get the iron. The tailor needed iron as well, so, I goofed there. I'm going to pause this. I goofed there. We got to wait until we have another 13 iron in stock. All right, now you can go back to building that. Okay, notice our tools going up, looking good. Firewood's good, food's very good. We're looking fine here. There we go. Now we have a tailor. Now what we could do here, I think we'll just drop our blacksmith, pick up our tailor, and recognize that we need some more logs. So let's go clear some more land out here. Let's go back to harvesting trees. And our tailor, good, there's plenty of leather for our tailor to use to make coats. And our tailor will work and move us up to our 25 or so clothes that we need. So early on, we'll kind of watch the food, we'll watch the firewood, we'll watch the logs, basic stocks, our building supplies and our tools, and we have to kind of watch everything. Eventually, you'll go on kind of autopilot. You'll have a tailor that runs all the time, and a blacksmith that runs all the time, and you'll have hopefully you'll have an abundance of stone and an abundance of iron ore. And all will be well. We're just going to take a look at it here, just an early game. What's the next thing we want to build? What next thing we want to build is our school. And 16 stone, 16 iron. We can actually go for it. Go for it. Build that thing. So you can see these little sprigs here. Our forester is running around planting trees here. There we go. We've already got our school about ready. Now this is saying, okay, it doesn't have enough leather to work. That's okay. We've got some clothes now. We're just going to shut that down, send you back to the labor pool, get you busy cutting down trees, because we are hurting for trees. This is not the most ideal situation we could ever be in as far as the lumber goes and the space you have to work with, but not a big deal. We're looking great. And I don't know, I'm not sure when the first kid will be ready to go to school, but we're going to take one of our laborers, make them a teacher, and just keep that going all the time. So the next thing we probably want to do, maybe to help with the food a little and just have something else to build, let's put in fishing. And you want fishing on kind of an area like here where this juts out. What you want for your fishing is as much water as you can get. See, it has a wow, that's a good spot. That is a good spot right there. You want as much water within that circle as you can get. So you look for a place where the land kind of juts into the water. Like over here is pretty good too. We could go like right here. That's a good spot too, because you get this water here plus the water here. You know, you get the idea. You want some place where you get the water. Here would probably be all right. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. That's probably a better spot. That's a decent spot. This is a good spot, except it's hilly and we couldn't put a barn near it. So remember our rules. You live near where you work and your inputs and outputs are near where you are. So we're going to put a fishing hut right here. Okay. And pause that. And we're going to put a barn to store the fish right behind the fishing hut. As convenient as it could possibly be. And we'll put a road. Let's see, what have I done here? Destroy road. There. Okay. Building in this game is a little hard to see. It really is. So we got a barn and fishing, and we're going to put a couple houses because we'll end up with probably 4 fishermen down here. And we'll give them houses to live in right near where they work. And we can build that house. So we can build one of the houses right away. So right now we have 12 adults, we have 0 students and 5 children, but those children will start being students here soon enough. And our tools and clothes are okay, firewood's okay, food looks good. We're in the middle of our second winter and everything looks great. All things considered. Okay, that one's going up. Can we build the second one? 8 stone, 60. Yeah, sure. We can build another house. There we go. We got the houses built. Can we do the barn? 16. No, we can't. That'll be our next project, the barn. We're going to want some stone. And I think we better get some more iron. Okay. Let's get some stone and iron gathered up. When we have enough, we'll build the barn. And then lastly, we'll build the fishing dock, which is logs and stone. And I think we're going to set this guy turn cutting back on so he can plant and cut, because we're going to have a hard time keeping any wood for anything really. Logs will be a problem for a while. Eventually, we may clear this out and I don't know, do something with it. I would, down the road, you could look at markets, you could look at trading posts for sure, because the big part of this game is trading with these traders that come in by river, and you can trade especially firewood for what they might have, like seeds that you could use to grow crops. You could trade them for stone is a good thing to trade for if you want to, really push your stone building. We could do quarries to do the stone, mines to do coal, and iron. And we'd want to do coal and iron so we could start making steel tools, and they last longer than these little iron tools we're getting by with right now. Let's unpause that barn and get it built. And probably cut down some more trees too. Yeah, definitely cut down more trees. And again, this is why I've got the limit on the firewood, because we just don't have enough logs for him to be making 400 or 500 firewood. If we had a bigger map where we could have 2 or 3 forest lodges with full forests around them, then that's a different thing. But we don't have that, put it mildly. And the road, do we have a road through here? There. And go cut down trees, guys. Now let's just look at a trading post. Just to be doing it, we'll go to here to a trading post. Like right here looks like a good spot. Whoops. We can rotate that building around, put the road up here. There, we could put a trading post right there. Pause it. Plan it out for the future. We could put another one. If you wanted to have a couple, we could have one. Maybe one will go here. Oh, come on. Oh, it will. I thought that red on the edge of it meant it wouldn't work. So you can have a couple of trading posts here. Maybe we would end up putting like a quarry. Yeah, a quarry maybe would go in here, would be a good spot for it. Something like that, maybe. Maybe we would have a mine. Let's see, would one fit in here? Yeah, we could put a mine there. Maybe another mine. We'd like to have a coal and an iron, because eventually this stuff will run out. We could probably put one over here somewhere. They're a little, yeah, see up there? We could put a mine. So we could put an iron mine, a coal mine, or maybe if that's going to be the case, then maybe we would, let's see, maybe we would cancel that guy and put a couple of mines. Let's see, a mine. Yeah. Put a couple of mines over here, so we'd have a coal mine and an iron mine, one or the other, doesn't really matter. And then we would even consider taking our tailor and building a new tailor over here and knocking that one down. And then he would be right there where the iron and the coal come out, and then we could use that to make See, these steel tools, which are much better, they last a lot longer than the iron tools that we're making now. So that would be kind of the plan, kind of, sort of. And we would eventually put in hospital in case we had an illness come through. We would just keep growing the city, and to get the mountain men, which is one of the achievements in the game, is do this map on a small mountain map like this and grow it to 50 people and sustain 50 people for 20 years, which is not as easy as it may sound. It's not that easy. Let's finish this off. Let's build our fishing dock, and then we'll call it quits on this little look at Banished, and we will go get the blacksmith back to operating so that we can get some tools. We do not want to have any kind of problem with the tools. But we should be in good shape. We've got plenty of iron for him to work on for now. That's why you'd want to go to these mines eventually, because we don't have a lot of natural resources to gather up here. The quarry would keep us in stone. The trading post we could use that to get whatever we need, including trading for different types of food which we need. Let's go ahead and put a couple of people on fishing. Let's just put one. We'll just put one person on fishing for now, and let's call that a wrap. So you can kind of see the plan of how we would continue to grow it out. You kind of get the idea of how it's played. You can also see how, I just think it's a beautiful game. Let me slow it down. Let's slow it down and let these people have a nice leisurely walk in the wintertime. They don't dress appropriately, I have to say that. But I think it's just a gorgeous game, particularly in the winter, the snowfall and stuff. Love the buildings, the style of them, the whole bit. And the game is I don't know if it's easier than we made it look. I thought that was pretty easy, but I think this was a decent map. It's not a great map, but it's decent because at least that was a fairly good place to put this little opening node. And you can see we got plenty of food. We've got, and in a way you can never have enough food, but we've got food. And the hardest thing for us really is logs at this point, because we just don't have a good place for the forestry. This will improve over time as the forester keeps going. As we have extra laborers, we might put another person on this lodge to have planting and cutting, going more steadily. We might even look into putting another forester out here and trying to build this back up with trees around all the other stuff we're doing. And we could also go out and expand and go down maybe and have another node down here with, you could even build a whole node like this, another node down here with the gatherer and hunter and the whole bit. But there's all kinds of ways you could take it. That'd be up to you. But this is what we've done, and I'm pretty happy with it. I do enjoy this game. Highly recommend it if you like city building and surviving. And you can see we've just gone through three years with this, and we did all right.